What's going on, guys? So I'm just going to talk to you about 3 exercises that we can use to help us in the bottom position of our squat. It's also going to help our overall mobility and athleticism too, and also carry on over to any Olympic lifting which might form a part of our training at the moment as well. So we're going to start with just a knee over toe drill using the kettlebell. We're just going to elevate our foot, and as you can see, I'm just rocking backwards and forwards but holding a bit of tension in that knee over toe position, trying to get a good stretch through the calf, through the Achilles tendon. In our day-to-day lives, we don't actually normally dorsiflex that much, so that's something that stiffens up quite a lot. So just by focusing, pushing that knee over toe, holding it for a little while, and then coming back, we can really look for some good carryover into the bottom position of our squat. As you can see, I'm holding that stretch with my knee over the toe for sort of 10 to 15 seconds at a time, then coming back, easing off, and that's what's good about this stretch, is that it's really manageable and you can control it yourself and just go by feel, what feels comfortable, and gradually increase the time you're spent in that deep stretch. And obviously, to get the most out of the stretch, we just want to make sure that our heel is kept flat on that bench, on whatever we're using for elevation, just because that's going to minimize the stretch if we allow that heel to come off. That might be a problem that you find in your squats, is that your heels are coming off the floor, so this is going to be particularly good for you if that's an issue that you deal with. Exercise number 2, we're just going to sit at the bottom of a bodyweight squat, but this squat, we're actually not worried about maintaining a nice flat back. It's just a case of sitting down, heels flat on the ground, and just exploring that full range of motion. So holding a nice straight back really isn't that important at the moment because there's no load on us. We're just allowing ourselves explore that full range of motion, and we don't have to be super strict with it. We can move around in that bottom position, we can push our weight slightly further to one side and then back to the other side, again exploring that knee over toe range, making sure that we're feeling nice and flexible throughout there. And we're just going to hold it for a long period of time, so it will actually feel quite hard after a few minutes. I can normally hold this for about 3 minutes before I really start to burn. If I'm really looking to push myself, I'll sit in there for about 5 minutes before going into something like a snatch session or some real heavy back squats where I want to be loose in that bottom position. And what you can see here again is I am exploring thoracic extension, so that slightly more optimum squat stance with my chest nice and upright, and then relaxing again and again, just moving around, exploring that full range of motion, seeing what feels tight, seeing where I need to spend a little bit more time. Ultimately, the more time that you can spend at the bottom of your squat, the more comfortable you're going to feel when it comes to being fully braced and being at bottom positions, so it doesn't feel absolutely horrible like you just want to pop out of that bottom position, especially when we're doing things like pauses or having to catch something in the received position of an Olympic lift. And then moving on, last exercise, we've actually just got a mixture of the two. So we're going to squat down and we're going to have a barbell actually on our knees, and what that's going to do, same as that first drill, it's going to force a little bit more knee over toe flexion, okay, a little bit more dorsiflexion to stretch out those calf muscles, to try to mobilize through the Achilles a little bit more. And again, we don't have to sit there and be super strict with this. Play around with the movement, lean on one side slightly further, lean on the other, and then just try to get yourself feeling nice and mobile through that bottom position.